Met Report. With cases of theft on the rise on campus, we show you ways to protect your belongings.
And we continue the series on Fort Sill. This week we have a look at the 77th Army Band.
And later in sports, we give you an update to all fall sports here at MSU Denver. The Met Report starts now.
Terrible feeling, getting up for just 1 second and then coming back to find your stuff is gone.
That's right, and it happens to so many students each year. Thanks for joining us. I'm Avery Anderson.
And I'm Alina Perry. Melanie Townsend is with us now on ways to keep those swipers from swiping.
So it's a common occurrence here at Avery campus, people leaving their personal items on tables left out for anyone to take, whether that's their textbooks, their backpacks, their expensive laptops, and their cell phones or keys, or even their wallet on the table just ready for anyone to take. Now there are certain steps that the Avery Police Department recommends that each person take to make sure that their items are all in check.
Crimes of opportunity are a major concern for our community. Being that we're in a downtown, very urban area, crime is a part of that, and I think our community members get very safe and they get complacent. And when they do that, unfortunately, it opens them up to become victimized.
Complacent like this person who left their windows rolled down. From January through to this month, there has been approximately 147 cases of petty theft and burglary here at Auraria. Most of these cases remain open.
And unfortunately, in those types of crimes, there's no suspects, there's no leads, and there's no evidence. So what that means is the police are probably not going to be able to get your things back.
Aside from personal items like wallets and cell phones, bicycles were the hot ticket items for crooks.
So it's really important that if you ride a bike on campus, you do a couple things. One is record the serial number. That way, if your bike does get stolen, we have a chance to get it back. Without the serial number, there's almost no chance. Also, the type of lock you buy is really important. Cable locks, no matter how thick they are completely ineffective. We recommend U-locks, which are big metal locks that just look like U's, and they're very hard to defeat.
Also, more students are parking on campus, meaning more opportunities for thieves. The best way to prevent motor vehicle theft is to lock it up, roll up the windows, and never leave your valuables in plain sight.
We had a car broken into for 32 cents and change, so you should never assume that somebody is not going to want what you have.
Yeah, guys, when I was talking to Detective Melender, he pointed out a really good tip. Always tuck in your car chargers in your car. That's becoming a really big item for thieves nowadays, especially on campus. So he suggested that you maybe tuck it in your glove box or maybe just take it out of your car completely if you don't need it. And also, guys, this is an urban campus. There's a lot of people here, a lot of things that are going on. So it makes it harder for cops to track down people. So always remember to keep your things with you and locked away, and always remember to stay vigilant. And if you do become a victim to petty theft here on campus, it's always a good idea to go to ahec.edu and submit a crime report there, and always keep ACPD handy on your mobile device. Live from Auraria campus, I'm Melanie Townsend for the Met Report.
Great tips. Thanks, Melanie. The search continues to find a replacement for President Jordan as he retires next June. The task of finding the next leader has been granted to a consulting group who stopped by campus to find out what students, staff, and the Denver community hope to see in the next president. Those who showed up to the meeting expressed their desire for a candidate who has a competitive vision for the future. The board will announce their final selection in early 2017.
The annual census report for fall of 2016 is out, and it shows that this year's student body is the most diverse in MSU Denver history. The census report from last year shows the number of students from diverse backgrounds was around 5%. In 1 year, that number has grown to 7.5%. Of the nearly 2,000 students at MSU, 40% come from diverse backgrounds. Insight into Diversity magazine recently noted the commitment that MSU Denver has shown to attaining such diversity by recognizing MSU Denver as one of the 10 diversity champion colleges in the nation for 2016.
That's pretty awesome. It's so cool to be at such a diverse university and see those different experiences and cultures.
Definitely. Like, you walk out and you just see so many different people all around.
And they have this experience and background that's just so awesome and cool to see.
Well, I hope that it's not going to be as cold as it was this morning. I know I was absolutely freezing.
I know, but you know, weather's always changing in Colorado. You never know what it's going to be.
Yeah, one day you're really hot and then it's really cold.
In the same day. I mean, I was like
Definitely.
short sleeves with a scarf on the other day. That's
For
what
sure.
it was.
So, Andrea, please tell me it's going to warm up a little bit this weekend.
Well, Avery and Alina, I have some really good news for you guys. Unlike this week, next week seems bright and sunny. Right now, fall colors. This is your last week to go up to the mountains and see the fall colors, as we are at a peak in the southern part. So I recommend going to this central part to be able to get a last glimpse of those pretty fall colors. Here in Loveland Ski Area, we got a picture sent in, and we were able to see the first snowstorm of the season. And currently we are sitting at 53 degrees with wind southwest at 5 miles per hour. We're going to see a high of 76 degrees today. So pretty day, go out and do whatever you do, some activities. Friday, we're going to see that we're going to be at 62 degrees by 1 p.m., 66 by 3. By 5 p.m., we're going to see that we're going to be at 64 degrees, and then we're going to start to cool down as we're going to be at 58 degrees and 53 degrees by 9 p.m. So again, beautiful day today. Our average for today is 69 degrees with a low of 40. Our record high was 87 in 1934, and our record low was 23 degrees in 1970. Our average for October is 4.0 inches of snowfall. Coming up later, we're going to talk about our weekend forecast, fall weather, and Hurricane Matthew. Stick around.
Administrators and full-time faculty at MSU Denver should expect to see a slight change in the paychecks after the Board of Trustees approved a pay raise starting October 1st. The board approved this budget change at their September 9th meeting. The changes include a 2% increase across the board, in addition to increased benefits to employees who utilize MSU Denver's health and dental plans. The university's contribution for these services will increase from 5% to 17% around January.
I think that the increase is great for overall for the institution, largely because they did it for everybody. And I think that for morale reasons in the institution, and like I said, I mentioned earlier, the economy, all those things, I think overall the institution doing this for everybody makes a big difference.
Faculty and administration should expect to see a detailed letter explaining these changes no later than October 15th. Flu season can begin as early as October in the U.S., and federal health officials are urging all Americans to get their flu shots as soon as possible. According to doctors, an annual season flu vaccine is the best way to reduce the chances of getting the flu and spreading it to others. The health center is offering free flu shots for all Auraria campus students, faculty, and staff with current campus IDs, but they will only be able to give out free vaccines as long as supplies last. A mock party being called Consent is Bae is being held this week to bring awareness to safe and consensual sex in party atmospheres. The event is being sponsored by MSU Denver SGA and will be held on Monday from 1 to 3 in the Tivoli Multicultural Lounge.
We're going to talk about what it is to give consent and ask for consent, and just really hit home the idea that just because you don't ask or just because they don't say no doesn't mean that that's a yes.
Alcohol is one of the easiest drugs to access. Because of that, an event is being held on Thursday to discuss the risks associated with drinking excessively. There will be a discussion on the risks of drinking too much and strategies to reduce the risk of drinking excessively. All students are welcome to attend Thursday from 11 to noon in Tivoli Room 651. Colorado is well known for its many craft breweries, so if you love beer, this might just be up your alley. The Office of Learn On is offering a class called Cooking and Baking with Beer. In this class, participants will have the opportunity to learn how to prepare flavorful and simple recipes with beer. There are 4 classes scheduled, the first being this Tuesday. For a complete list, go to our website at mymetmedia.com. Well, it's pretty cool to see ways to not only drink beer, but to make it and cook it into foods.
Yeah, I would love to see like what pairs with what goes with what. Be interesting.
Yeah, you could be drinking beer and eating beer all at the same time.
I know, what could be better?
So the strongest hurricane to make landfall in the U.S. in more than a decade is impacting a large portion of the U.S.
When we come back, we'll have the latest on the damage and evacuations from Florida to the Carolinas and where Matthew is headed to next.
Tune in every Friday night at 7 p.m. on Denver Channel 58 or mymetmedia.com.
video on mymetmedia.com.
Colombia voters have decided to turn down the peace agreement deal with the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia. The final results indicate that the peace accord with the communist rebel group was rejected, with just over 50% of voters saying no to the deal. President Juan Manuel Santos met with the leaders for 4 years in order to come up with the agreement. He stated that he will continue to push for peace with the rebel forces. If the peace agreement would have passed, then it would have been ended an armed conflict that started in the late 1960s between the FARC and the government. BMW is on the latest list for recalls for the newest issues with Katata airbags. In some cases, the airbags have exploded with so much force, causing injuries to the drivers and passengers from shrapnel. Dealerships are urging drivers to check these airbags to determine if their vehicle is subject to the recall. Owners of the vehicles are urged to get the affected vehicles into the dealerships before November 11th to get them fixed at no cost.
A creative new solution for homelessness is rising in California's Orange County. Earlier in September, nonprofit organization American Family Housing broke ground on housing for homeless veterans in Midway City, California. These containers will have a bedroom, dining area, kitchen, bathroom, and walls with floor-to-ceiling windows. There will be a total of 16 units, each of which have a common area for gardens and an area for residents to interact. The developments are expected to be complete by January 2017 with a price tag of $1.9 million. The Rosetta probe has concluded its 12-year mission. NASA and the European Space Agency launched the Rosetta probe in 2004 to track and catch CG Comet. For over a decade, the Rosetta probe has provided scientists with new images and information about the comet and its orbit. Rosetta has also gathered images from Mars and Luetta asteroid. In 2014, the probe successfully deployed a small robot which landed on the CG comet at the beginning of this month. The Rosetta probe made a final controlled impact with the comet, taking once-in-a-lifetime measurements and pictures.
With the upcoming presidential election, some transgender activists are concerned their voices are going unheard. The concern comes with the new voter ID laws, which caused nearly 25,000 transgender voters to be denied for voting in the 2012 presidential election. This year, activists fear that the number could rise to 34,000. The National Center for Transgender Equality is encouraging all transgender people to update their official IDs with their state to ensure their voice is being heard.
Well, you know, the Army has a really strict job requirement, especially when it comes to their bands, of all things.
Definitely. And our reporter, Miranda McHodgkins, is with us now, continuing on the series at Fort Sill.
While in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, I listened to the 77th Army Band and found out what unique instrument separates them from the rest of the Army bands. These are the sounds of the 77th Army Band, which consists of soldiers from Fort Sill, each one having a passion for music and a desire to serve their country.
I joined the Army because, obvious reason, it's a very stable music job. It's a really solid gig if you can get it. It's a great way to serve my country, and I can keep the tradition of military bands alive.
Their job is to provide music throughout the spectrum of the military.
This is a unique job. We have an important mission. Normally we're tied to the commanding general, so we're definitely his strategic arm in different events.
There's a lot of basic training graduations on Fort Sill, a lot of officer courses, leader courses.
It's a question I get, oh, what do you guys do all day? You just play instruments? No, sir.
We're soldiers first, so we go to basic training. We have to do push-ups, we have to run, we have to do sit-ups, we have to do all that good stuff. We have to train on our weapons. You also have a secondary job. All of the Army bands are self-sufficient units, so you'll be in administration or operations or something like that to keep the band going logistically.
Being in an Army band is already a unique job, but what makes the 77th Army Band different from everyone else is that their band has bagpipes.
I was the founding member of what is called Costello Zone. So this is the only place in the United States Army that has active duty bagpipers. That's why very few people know about it.
Thanks, Miranda. An upcoming holiday receives a name change in Denver. This Monday, October 10th, will no longer be called Columbus Day, but Indigenous People Day. This comes after a vote of 12-0 by the City Council. Denver is the 14th city in the country to make this change, following Boulder, who made the move in August. In the past, Columbus Day parades have been protested for the holiday celebrating the enslavement and removal of Native Americans. Indigenous People Day will acknowledge Native Americans and their history in the development of Denver.
The hottest chip in the world may leave you looking for an extinguisher. The Carolina Reaper tortilla is 100 times hotter than a jalapeno. The Paqui Chip Company is known for making very bold and exciting flavors. The chip draws its heat from the California Reaper, the hottest chili pepper on earth according to Guinness World Records. The chip is sold by itself in a red coffin-shaped package for only $5.
Today, Matthew is the strongest hurricane to impact the United States in more than 1 decade. Matthew has already caused heavy damage in Haiti and the Bahamas. The death is estimated to be close to 300. Crews are hoping to survive the damage in the southern areas of Florida later today. As midday Friday, close to 1 million people are without power and our evacuating orders are still in place in South Carolina. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andrea Herrera. Matthew has continued to show large impact. Right now, Matthew is at the coast of Florida with 4 to 8 inches of rainfall. Isolated areas are able to see over 12 inches of rainfall, and storm surge is the main thing that we are nervous about. Right now, we sit at 51 degrees with south winds at 5 miles per hour. For the morning. Tomorrow afternoon, we sit at 75 degrees with winds east-west at 5 to 10 miles an hour. For Saturday, we're going to see that we have a high of 74. In Denver, we have a high of 75. Arvada 74, Evergreen 66, Conifer 62, and Parker 71. For Sunday, the temperatures are going to look a little bit better, and we're going to be in the 70s. Denver's going to be 77, Thornton 77 as well, Arvada 76, Broomfield 76, Boulder 75, and Evergreen sitting at 69. For Saturday, we see that low pressure is going to be in Chicago. So from here, we're going to be able to see some slight rain in Boston. So it's going to be coming from the north down to the south, all the way hitting towards Dallas, New Orleans, Albuquerque, and Denver sits pretty nice right now since we have that high pressure system, which will cause no rain for us. In Seattle, we will see a little bit of slight rain. Denver is still dry. Albuquerque, a little bit of light rain. Wichita and Dallas seem pretty dry. Again, that high pressure system is going to cause us to see no rain. But for Boston and New York, we will be seeing some rain. For our 5 weather forecasts, Monday we sit at 81 degrees, Tuesday 74 degrees, Wednesday 76 degrees, Thursday 79 degrees, which is perfect for Broncos Day, and Friday 81 degrees. So that is the 5 weather forecast, and it seems like this week coming up, it will be a lot nicer than the week we had today. Since coming outside of my home today, I was able to see for the first time some ice on my window.
Well, thanks so much, Andrea. You know, that hurricane really is no smiling matter, and we're happy that people are getting out of there, but there are some that have not made it out yet.
Yeah, I'm glad it's slowly starting to move out.
They've even had to close Walt Disney World for it, so, you know, definitely not a good thing.
It's not funny if Walt Disney even closes for a day.
No, but speaking of kind of entertainment, what do we got going on, Cree?
Well, today in EMET, I'll be talking about the must-see movies for the weekend and the hottest events to do this weekend in Denver.
Colorado's weather is always changing.
And we're student meteorologists trained to keep you safe.
We have the latest weekend forecast and help you prepare for the week ahead.
You can watch our weather forecast on Facebook, Twitter, mymetmedia.com, and on TV.
We help you stay weather aware.
Happy Friday! I'm Cree, and I'm here to tell you about the hottest things to do in Denver this weekend. Let's dive right into it with Denver Dews. First up on Denver Dews' list, the greatest show on earth is back. The Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus is in town with multiple shows from October 6th to the 9th. Tickets are still on sale. And the saying, when pigs fly, will become a reality tonight. The art show Flying Pigs over Santa Fe has unique pig art by several artists. If people buy the pigs, the money goes to the Foundation of Fighting Blindness. Admission is free. Last but not least, another scary location is opening this weekend. Head on down to Thornton for the Haunted Field of Screams. This year, the haunt is complete with a zombie paintball massacre attraction and, of course, the Dead Man's Maze. Now, speaking of scary things, here's one Halloween decoration you won't be seeing in Canada. Take a look at this horrifying prop. It's called the Scary Peeper Creeper. It was being sold at Home Depots in Canada, but people felt the prop was too scary and mocked the real issues of peeping toms. The prop has been removed from Canadian store shelves, but is still being sold here in the US. I am pretty confused about the purpose of this prop, but we'll see how long it takes before it's banned in the US. If you're really not into being creeped out or being chased in a scary field, check out this awesome play instead.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you. All through my wild days, my mad existence, I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance.
I do not think Andrew Lloyd Webber's classic Evita could have been performed any more perfectly. Candlelight Dinner Playhouse's latest production is truly a rock concert. Evita is the life story of Eva Perón and her rise to power and ultimate death in Argentina. If you are looking for a breathtaking show with a wonderful night out, then you need to stop by the Candlelight and check out Evita.
There's nothing like the theater. Well, I guess the movie theater is just as good. And I've got good news. There's 2 new movies out this weekend that are definitely must-sees.
And nobody but me knows I'm doing it.
I saw her from the train.
Director of The Help, Tate Taylor, is spearheading this latest adaptation of a best-selling novel, The Girl on the Train. Emily Blunt plays Rachel Rotten, a girl who basically has the worst hangover ever. After waking up with bruises and no memory of the night before, she finds herself a part of a missing persons investigation. Currently, the movie sits at 52% on Rotten Tomatoes. Another movie opening this weekend is The Birth of a Nation. Nat Turner, who is played by Nate Parker, is a slave and preacher in the antebellum South who leads the historic slave rebellion of 1831. The movie is already being considered an Oscar contender. Well, both of those movies definitely look great. I know what I'll be watching this weekend. Thanks for watching EMET, and stay tuned because sports is next.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
What a great weekend it was for Roadrunner athletics. 3 confident wins and a draw over the weekend got our very own Roadrunners up and running. Volleyball led the way with not 1 but 2 convincing wins over their opponents. Friday night, MSU Denver took on CSU Pueblo. Michaela Smith was the best offensive player for Roadrunners with 11 kills and 5 aces, while defense was also stellar with freshman Allison Kelling having 9 blocks against Thunderwolves. Perez on the opposing side led the scoreboard with 12 kills. That was Friday's game recap. On Saturday, ladies faced New Mexico Highlands University and also had a dominating performance, with Smith again delivering on the offense for MSU Denver with 20 kills, while Brandy Torr provided for 43 assists in a 3-1 win versus Cowgirls. New Mexico Highlands tried to fight back as Jasmine Dixon put up 14 kills for her team and Caroline Hansen had 17 digs, but unfortunately for them, it wasn't enough. And just like volleyball, men's soccer had a dominant performance over the weekend as well. Men's soccer did not disappoint either, with a very strong win against CSU Pueblo here at Regency Athletic Complex, converting 5 out of 9 shots on goal. Roadrunners ended the first half of the game tied 1-1, but exploded offensively in the second half for 4 more goals. Jeff Gillis started with a goal for Roadrunners and ended the game with 1 as well, while his teammates stepped in between to give MSU a confident win. Dykus Kelly and Daniel Wickman scored for CSU Pueblo, while the Thunder Wolves had 5 shots on goal in the game. And you guys can add 1 more RMAC win for our MSU men's soccer team. We have reached the halfway mark of the fall season, and here are updates for your MSU Denver teams. Ladies volleyball team started the season very strong under new head coach Jenny Glenn. They started 4-0 before their home debut. Ladies also played Colorado Premier Challenge tournament here at home and did not do so well, having just 1 win out of 4 games. But they were able to quickly turn things around. With 11 wins and only 3 losses, Roadrunners remain undefeated in Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. Michaela Smith and Allison Calling received Players of the Week award in RMAC last week. We wish our volleyball team the best of luck this week as they take on Westminster College and New Mexico Highlands on the road. Men's soccer team has an overall 6-3-1 record and a 4-1-1 record in the RMAC. With a slow start to the season, they were able to prove themselves with an impressive win over Colorado School of Mines, with Josh Belfrage scoring both goals for MSU Denver. The beginning of the season also marked the return of Dustin Berg, who missed the entire last season due to the injury. Roadrunners are taking on South Dakota School of Mines today at 2 p.m. With 8 regular season games remaining, let's wish our Roadrunners the best of luck as well to finish the season strong and make the NCAA tournament. Ladies soccer overall record this season is 3-3-4 and 2-2-2 in a conference. Head coach Adrian Pitts is fully committed this year after missing part of last season due to her pregnancy. Ladies started their season strong with a win, but weren't able to keep things rolling further on in the season. After tying their last couple of games, ladies are looking for a win tonight versus Highlands University in New Mexico. Roadrunners will be playing their next 3 games of the season on the road. Now to Roadrunners golf. On October 4th, ladies finished their last tournament before the last RMAC event, finishing in 10th place overall. Freshman Jennifer Hankins and junior Meg McCullen led the way, each shooting a 77 on Tuesday. Last event of the season in RMAC is scheduled to take place in Alamosa, Colorado on October 10th and 11th. Metropolitan State University of Denver men's and women's cross-country teams hosted the 7th annual MSU Denver Invitational Saturday, October 1st at Washington Park here in Denver. Men's cross-country team finished first in Division II bracket, while ladies took the 3rd place in the same division. Both teams are scheduled to compete in RMAC championships on Friday, October 22nd in South Dakota. Yeah, guys, it has been so far an amazing season for our MSU Denver teams, and I hope this keeps on going.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds like they're all over the place, playing everywhere, so that's really cool.
Yeah, a lot of road games for sure.
Fall sports are in full swing. And just like the fall weather, really nice. What's that like again?
Yes, so this week is going to be much better than this week coming up. As we see, we're at a high of 81 on Monday, 74 on Tuesday, 76 on Wednesday, 79 on Thursday, and for Friday we're going to be at 81 degrees. So bright sunny skies, unlike today when I saw a little bit of ice on my windshield.
A little freezing this morning.
I know, we don't want to go to winter quite yet. We still have to carve pumpkins, we have Halloween, we have all that stuff coming
Definitely
up.
gotta get
But
festive,
since October is finally here, which means pumpkin patch season has begun. So if you're looking for a festive way to spend your fall day, check this out. Maze in the City is located just 20 minutes outside of downtown Denver in Thornton. During the day, you can pick from a variety of pumpkins or just get lost in a crazed corn maze. By night, you can take part in a zombie massacre or have your choice between 2 haunted corn mazes. The maze will stay open through the month of October. I think I might just stick with the pumpkin patch.
Yeah, I can definitely skip out on the zombies, I think, this
Zombie
year.
apocalypse.
I think I'll check out the haunted house.
You can do that alone.
Sounds fun to me.
Well, that's all the time we have for now. For all the latest campus news throughout the week, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or visit our website at mymetmedia.com. Thanks for watching.